do this. Okay, my guest tonight I'm so excited about, but I'm also very nervous for her to find out that my favorite food is mac and cheese and fries. But I'm just gonna take the heat because she is an author and activist, the host of Top Chef, and the host of Taste the Nation. Please welcome the one and only Padma Lakshmi. Hello!
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good and I'm so excited to chat with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show.
Are you kidding? I'm so happy for your success. I've been waiting for this call forever, bitch.
Oh my God, for real, girl. Stop, I am dead. I am living for this moment. I wanna dive right in. Quarantine, you're at home. How's your quarantine been?
My quarantine is good. I can't complain. It's given me an excuse not to do half the I hated doing anyway. I watched Game of Thrones from start to finish.
Wait, for the first time?
For the first time
Girl,
ever.
you were late to the party.
It was so great. I mean, there were hours when I, wouldn't come out of the room. The drapes were drawn, so there was no glare, so I could see all of the goriness and sex. And I kept barricading the door closed because I didn't want my kid to come in. And she finally did break in. Krishna finally broke through when I forgot to lock the door one time. And of course, it was when Cersei walks naked through the whole town. She's like, I knew it. I knew you were watching some kind of freaky porn in here.
You're like, unfortunately not today.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that you got a dog during quarantine.
I did. Davina. Yeah, her name is Davina. Here we go.
Hi, Davina.
Yeah. She is always coming up on my lap at the wrong time in a Zoom meeting, so it's nice to have her invited here. Say hi, Davina.
Hi.
Davina is a rescue. She's fully grown. I know, sweet pea. And I've never had a pet before. I don't know what I'm doing. But my kid's an only child and I wanted to do something for her that would make her happy. And I've never had a pet, Indians and dogs, and get that animal outside. That does not belong anywhere. She's so sweet. She does tricks. She's a little bit traumatized because she led a very hard life. We know her story before she got to us. But she'll howl. You want to hear her howl?
Yes.
Davina, let's howl, okay?
Oh my, that was everything. I might cry. That was actually, I literally think my crew member's crying on the side. She's like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Padma, it's very clear that your love language is food. I could watch you talk about food all day long. You've written many books, but one of your books, here I have, Tangy, Tart, Hot and Sweet, is getting reprinted, which is very exciting, congratulations. But talk to me a little about food and cooking. You're mentioning your daughter. Do you just cook with your daughter all day long? Are you infusing this into her?
I mean, I try. I cook with her whenever she'll deign to cook with me. She makes sriracha butter couscous, which is delicious. She made me fried rice the other day for dinner. She made me dinner in bed. We like to eat in bed a lot. But we cook a lot. She's a joy to have around because she's very funny. And that I'm very happy about because she makes jokes. You can't teach that. Either someone has wit or they don't. I like to say beauty is skin deep, but dumb and boring is to the bone. So yesterday we made actually couscous with sausage and fennel, and the day before, we made some chicken with cashew and honey. We make food every day in this house. In fact, all my friends know that if they're hungry and they're in the neighborhood, they can just ring the bell because even if I'm not here, they can ring my
Really?
phone.
Sorry, what was your address real quick? Let me just, what was that address for the free food you said? We'll offline about this, don't worry. I got you. I'll make the flight, it's fine. What's so interesting is I always know someone is an expert with food when they say a name of a dish, and to me it's 3 ingredients that absolutely don't go together. They're like, chicken with cashew and honey, I'm like, But you would make those go together, and me, I'm like, those are 3 very different things.
But they're delicious together. If you're ever in New York, I'd love to host you at home.
Absolutely, I will. Guys, I need a day off on the weekend because I'm going to Padma's house. Hey, thanks so much for watching this clip. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more just like it. If you don't, none of us can leave set.